address, President Eisenhower spoke of the dangers of the military-industrial complex. He warned us then about, and I quote, the potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power, end of quote.
End of quote. Sir, I mean, you wasn't supposed to say that, sir. You wasn't supposed to read that off the teleprompter, sir. Man had a terrible farewell speech and interview, man. I tell you, it was pathetic. They ought to walk in there and put his hands behind his back.
Oh no, what is Biden's old ass gonna say?
Right here?
Yes, sir, right there, yes.
Do I talk right here?
Yes, sir, you talk right there. Oh gosh, he don't even know where he is.
What?
You speak into the mic, sir.
Oh, okay, the mic, okay.
America. There is an oligarchy forming in this country of extreme wealth, power, and influence. Whoa. This is a very dangerous concentration of power held by the very few ultra wealthy. Their power, if left unchecked, threatens the freedoms of this nation and the safety of its citizens. This is not a threat. This is a warning. But y'all be easy though. Later! What in the fuck was that? What was that?
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so crazy?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Conspiracy theories have come to be conspiracy facts. Them beautiful patriots were right all along, right from the beginning. And now there's always another bombshell report that proves us correct. Yep. You just can't make this up, man. But I hope everybody's having an amazing start to 2025. I hope everybody is blessed, well, and healthy. And that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life. You just can't make this stuff up, man. You know? But we got 3 more days, y'all. 3 more days, man. And I tell you, everybody ought to be investigated. People need to be walked out with their hands behind their back. You know, as sharp as a tack. He's doing such an amazing job. Everything's working. We're doing such an amazing job. It was all lies. Yeah. It was every last bit of a lie. And even, and we know who came in that room with them box wines, drunk as hell. You know, now she walking around with a walker. Had to get a hip replacement, fell down the stairs, cracked her hip. You know, oh, Nancy. Yeah, they ought to walk her out with her hands behind her back. Chuck, all of them. We know Obama walked in there smiling. Yeah, Barry walked in there smiling. Big Mike walked in there. Yeah. Kamala, Chameleon. She was the last one to leave the room. The last one. As sharp as a tack. He's done such an amazing, especially they said these last 50 years, he's given up and sacrificed everything. He's done such an amazing job these last 50 years. Yeah. Yeah. A criminal. A criminal. The Biden crime family. Yeah. They ought to walk him out with his hands behind his back. And send all them beautiful patriots back a refund. Everybody get back a refund. Yeah. Send everybody back their money back, sir. He done went on vacation and fell asleep. But we got another bombshell report, y'all, as y'all can see. Let's go and get into it.
Yep. All right. Now from Capitol Hill to the White House after Joe Biden gave his final interview as president last night over on MSNBC.
Senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy joins us now. Hey, Peter.
Good morning. And the thing that people loved about Joe Biden forever is that he was kind of an open book. He always joked that he would get in trouble because he says what he means and he means what he says. But he has had nothing to say about Nancy Pelosi's role in squeezing him out. A big part of the reason that he was removed from the ticket. Of course, it doesn't help when the exit interview on MSNBC last night doesn't ask him about her. But we do have a brand new window in the last hour or so into the way Chuck Schumer helped get rid of Biden. Just published in the New York Times about a meeting this summer in Rehoboth, Delaware. Schumer said, if there's a secret ballot in the Senate, Mr. President, Schumer said, my guess is you get at most 5 yeses. Really? Mr. Biden responded, I know my caucus. Mr. Schumer told him, you know, I know my caucus. And Mr. Biden nodded, despite the fact that Democrats then elevated someone who never got a primary vote to the top of the ticket. The president says the real threat to democracy is in the future.
I really am concerned about how fragile democracy is. I guess what I'm worried about is that the thing that keeps it on track are the guardrails. There's a Supreme Court that's independent, but accountable. There's a Congress that you speak your mind, but you're held accountable to basic standards. There's a presidency that says you have really limited powers. I mean, you're the top dog, but you're not. You can't dictate everything. And I don't know. We just seem to be chipping away at all those elements.
Later on,
They ought to come in there and just, they ought to walk him out, man. Put his hands behind his back. He didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. It's a disgrace, man. But told y'all, there's going to be more reports and more stuff hit the fan just like this. I told y'all this from the beginning. And a lot of y'all not even surprised. I mean, man.
on this
I wonder what we're going to hear tomorrow. I'm just saying, y'all. What are we going to hear tomorrow? We won't be surprised.
President Biden is going to deliver remarks to the Conference of Mayors here in Washington. Then he's got a trip listed to Joint Base Andrews, even though he's not flying anywhere. So he is either going to thank the Air Force One and Marine One crews or maybe welcome a special guest. We haven't been told yet. Back to you.
Interesting stuff. Peter, I've got a quick question for you. That was his last interview. Nobody over the last 4 years has gotten Joe Biden to say more about stuff he didn't want to say than you did. You were constantly barking questions at him. And most famously, you yelled at him about inflation and he called you a stupid SOB.
Yep.
Since this is your last Friday at the Biden White House.
We love you, Peter.
I know we can tell the story now. He actually called you when you were live on Special Report with Bret Baier, and he told you something that nobody knows.
He did. I feel like I can say this now because it never happened. He called me, and initially he told me it's nothing personal, pal, that he said a bad word. And he also said, and this was at the tail end of COVID, he said he would have me in for lunch when it was safe.
Right.
Well, I think his lunch card is probably filled. It never happened. So it was never safe to have lunch with me.
Yeah, no kidding. So, when Jen Psaki left a couple of years ago, on the way out, when you famously took a picture with her, you asked her. Now, he's going to remember about the lunch, right?
The lunch never happened. Yeah, I've told many people about the lunch. The lunch never happened. I did not pack a lunch today. Fridays, I'm usually out of leftovers, so we're out here.
So, in other words, if somebody from the White House is watching right now, you are available to have lunch with the president.
I don't know how many TVs are still turned on in there. It seems like people don't want to watch the coverage of what's happening. In fact, I was walking through the press area, and a lot of the picture frames are empty now. I don't know if this is people from the press who are just taking pictures off the wall or if the Biden people are going to take pictures of the president, but There are empty picture frames, and I think a lot of turned off TVs inside right now.
All right, Peter. Thank you for revealing that big secret. He promised you lunch, and he never did it.
And he called.
Promise broken.
And he called you.
Broken.
What was the?
We know what president keeps their promise. We know what president gonna keep his promise. Yeah. 3 days, y'all. 3 days, man. 3 days.
Any soldier? What?
Horse-faced.
That was before he was president. He said I was a one-horse pony. And you know what? I will always try. I don't know. I have not covered the Trump White House much, but covered him over the last 10 years or so. Very interested to see what kind of creative nicknames he could possibly come up.
Well,
I'm
if
sure
Donald
he's
Trump-
watching right now. He's got a whole plane ride to think about.
Right. And Peter, if Donald Trump invited you to lunch, you would have lunch. Just saying.
Hey, Mr. President, I'll be here on Monday. So if Obama and Bush and Clinton are going to skip your inaugural lunch, I'm free. I can be there.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Always
Peter.
looking to
Thank you,
the
Peter.
new
Oh
meal.
boy. You just can't make it up, folks. You just can't make it up. I love you guys, man.